Hello everyone, my name is Fabrício Chicca. I am a senior lecturer at Victoria University of Wellington in New Zealand at the School of Architecture. Today, I'm going to talk to you about my experience from Skype to 306 virtual tour. The idea here is to talk about this journey, but more importantly, to talk about what we've done to produce lectures in a more efficient way. So let's jump in. So we're going to talk about the problem that we had at the school, my workflow, the first tools that I used, how we started, the first results, the second wave of tools to improve efficiency, our current stats, and the next step. So just to make clear, I'm dividing, when I talk about online teaching, what is a live section with high interaction, like a Zoom, where students turn the camera on and there is some talk between lecturers and students. Live session with low interaction, where students make comments or ask questions via chat or comment session. Live sessions with no interaction, like a podcast, live podcast, and pre-recorded lectures with zero interaction as well. So the original problem, I used to teach a paper called Introduction to Project Management and Professional Practice, SARC 362. This is a core paper for every student in the School of Architecture in third year. So architecture students, interior architecture students, landscape architecture students, building science students in all their majors, project management and sustainability. So 250 students in total, but our theaters are not that big. We had two theaters, one for 150 students and another one to 100 students. In order to deliver the class, we would connect these two classrooms, right, through a technical link there. But this link was very problematic. We had a lot of problems throughout the years. Problem when the students in the smaller theater would ask questions and I was teaching in a larger theater was very complicated. So there were several problems with that. One of the most common problems was the attendance would decrease quite dramatically because the students in LT2, besides complaining a lot, they would not come anymore. So it was a major issue for us. So the theaters have very similar infrastructure, but different sizes. This is what the students used to see in LT2, right? This is me teaching in LT1, and the image would be broadcast to LT2. So our first steps, what happened first was very interesting. One day we were teaching there through the normal link that the university had, and there was a glitch, as we normally had this glitches some years ago. And I made a Skype call from LT1 to LT2, and I started using that as a backup, right? And also, to avoid problems, sometimes I had 100 students in LT2, and if I had a problem with Skype, I start to pre-record lectures that were very important about specific topics. See that if there was a problem in LT2, I had this lecture pre-recorded. So with the Skype going on, students start to join the lectures from home. The students that normally would be in LT2, they start to Skype from home. And by the end of the term, I got a huge demand to produce more videos. So the students formally request for more videos. So for the following year, I decided to record a third of the course. And I used what I had in hands, right? I had one camera at home, normal DSLR camera, normal camera, a lapel microphone, and I would edit that in Premiere Pro, which is a software for video editing. So the workflow was pretty simple. Record on a camera, on a tripod, edit in Premiere Pro, sometimes or most of the time record some scenes again, and the render and the final process and uploading. This process was not very efficient, so I decided to try something else. Why it wasn't efficient? The problem with the process was the editing. So we have to record on the camera, take the card, put in the computer, send to the computer. So it was very complicated. So when you're editing and you notice that there was a problem, so you had to set up the camera again, record again, get out of the computer. So it was not very efficient. So I decided to try different things using the camera from the computer, the microphone for the computer as well, and using Panopto, which was the system that university used at the time, still use it today actually. The results were really, really poor. I wasn't satisfied with that. The process was similar, recording, but there was no problem with saving, or the files were much more easily managed, but the quality was very poor. So I wasn't satisfied. So I decided to try different cameras and different microphones. So I gathered some microphones from school. I bought some with my own money. I used the cameras that I have at home. And I started to try different cameras with different microphones. And then I kept moving from different cameras and microphones, and I tried to cross everything from microphones with very low quality to microphones with very high-end quality, and cameras with from the computer, from the laptop, to which were very bad, to most professional cameras with way higher quality. So the idea was make the students watch more videos, like a focus on the videos, spend more time watching the videos. It means perhaps I was trying to check if quality would actually matter, right? Production time, I couldn't spend many more hours that I would produce a normal face-to-face lecture, and the cost should be if within my course budget, which means close to zero. I don't have a budget for producing courses or producing classes. So essentially my hours, right? So I start to asking students, after producing a video with a certain camera and a certain microphone, to the students classify that from 0 being really bad to 5 being excellent. So I try first asking the students, give a number from 0 to 5 for the quality of image. Give a number from 0 to 5 in a separate form to the quality of audio. And those are the scores using each of the cameras, right? We have very poor in the top line, top numbers, 2.1, 1.8, 3.0, 4.4, and 4.5, the quality of image, and below the quality of sound. And after that, for smaller number of students, almost 500 students, almost 500 forms, I start to ask to qualify the quality of the video, right? Crossing. So if I use, for example, the microphone, which is the vertical line here, which is the worst microphone, with the best camera, what quality of the video the students would give. So it gave me a very good idea that what quality means for the students in terms of microphones and cameras. And funnily enough, there is no much surprise. The best quality camera with the best quality microphone would produce better quality videos. But there were some very interesting conclusions. I also tested different things like the background, type of background, black, white, lighting, distance to the camera, position of the camera, use the mobile phones or not, and what would be better to use, images and other things. So I tried everything that you guys can imagine. The setup that I have today, black background, completely black, with lights, completely white, a little bit cream colors, with a screen behind me, no screen, blurring the background. I tried everything. And I asked students to classify, right? The preliminary results are very interesting. The conclusion was the audio is more influential than video, which the literature says that actually good audio can compensate for weaker video. Good videos, good images cannot overcome poor audio. The best results require both good microphone and good cameras, and have to avoid the camera computer and the microphone computer. So the microphones that we had, that I separated the 3 best ones, is the one that I'm using here now. This one which is the first one in line there, has a very, very good performance. So from right to left, now I'm a bit confused what side this is, but this microphone here that you guys can see has an excellent performance, is affordable, is plug and play. So connect to your computer, works straight away. The second one, this one, has slightly better quality, but it needs a mixer, a digital mixer to work. And the third one here, it's fantastic in terms of quality and price. It's very cheap, but it has a problem because sometimes it scratch on the clothing and produce a horrible noise. So it's not, sometimes you lose everything that you recorded. In terms of cameras, you have one webcam, high-end webcam that is very good, works very well, has some problem with adjustments and light, and the other two normal DSLR cameras or mirrorless cameras were very good as well. But in fact, any combination between these four elements, the two cameras and the two microphones, would produce very good quality. So I got sure about what material I was using, but I was unhappy with the processing, and the efficiency was very, very low. Editing in Premiere Pro wasn't, I know how to do the software, but it was a step that I didn't want to have, or if I want to have, I want to be minimal. So I started to try to use the software that were available at the time: Skype, Prezi Videos, Zoom, or recently Panopto, and the software from Windows. None of them were satisfied. All of them had some issues, or quality, or recording, or editing. They were not what I was looking for. Curiously enough, I started to also cross, but that data is more complex together. This average watching time comparing with the quality of the videos. And there is a very strong correlation, although I didn't calculate it yet, any Pearson correlation or anything, but clearly graphically we can see there is a strong correlation between good quality videos and more watching time. So the quality was sorted, the production wasn't sorted, and in terms of metric, my third metric was the audience was improving, so I had to sort it out, the problem with the production time. So I started to try new tools during the pandemic. I started to see great productions on YouTube, and I went after these tools. So people were using essentially two software, more than two, but this is the two more famous ones. One's called OBS, and the other one's called Streamlab. So they were software that were used for gamers to broadcast live on YouTube. So people playing games and being broadcast on YouTube. So I started to looking into it and see if it could help me in my production, in my digital lectures. So it could. It's a very, very good tool. A lot of resources. They are both free, but they are not simple. If you are doing a game, it's a very simple. There is no screen changes or no content coming up and down. You have no problem. But if you have to do something more complex, it would demand perhaps someone to help you, and that it defeat the purpose. So if it's something very simple, a game can do. But if something that require more stuff, it's more complicated. So this is the screen. You have a lot of adjustments. You can put image cameras, different videos, but it's not too simple. I was looking for something that was simpler. So the results were good. So it was free, high level of adjustments and resources, but it's not simple for use. It was an overkill, actually. It was too much for what I needed. So the next step were new tools for YouTube, not for YouTube broadcast, for social media broadcast. StreamYard, Restroom, Melon, and Riverside. So I looked more closely to StreamYard. At the time was the market leader. So it's a browser-based live stream and recording platform that allows users to broadcast to multiple social medias, support professional quality videos with features, which I'm going to show soon, enable multi-person interviews, interactive tools including live comments, banners, I'm going to show you, and no software installation required, making accessible and easy to use for beginners and professionals alike. I got very interested and I started looking at it. So before I talk about the next step, I'm going to show you a little bit about this tool, which is the tool that I'm using now. So this is the interface. You can put images. You have different layouts. You can put different formats of images. You can play a PowerPoint, which is the PowerPoint. That's what I'm using here, guys. I'm playing a video there. So you can move the slides through, is exactly what I'm doing. You can add the video. You can have a video playing it while you're talking. You have other features as well, which I'm going to show following that. You can change the microphones, which was very useful to test the different microphones and the quality and students' assessment. You have different cameras. So occasionally I would use different cameras. So just a little pause. So the fact that you have different microphones would allow me to make this test, record with some different microphones, which is very useful, and change cameras in the middle to see if the students notice the difference. What you have on the screen now is the invitation. You can invite guests, just copy and paste a link. It's very, very simple. As I'm showing there, you have different layouts. You can change layouts. You can make small little changes, adjustments. You have banners. You can put your name or course content, like Project 1, sustainability definition. You can put these row banners on the bottom. We can up to 1,000 characters. You can have overlays. You can change the course logo from one side to the other. You can put a lower third. You can put images that are transparent backgrounds. You can cover the entire thing. You can add videos that take the entire screen, and then you cannot talk over it. I'm using another resource that I can talk over it. So this one covers the entire screen. And then it's as simple as recording. You create a recording. You create the name of the file. Lecture 2 is what I'm using. I'm saving. And then you can simply start recording. And then you record your video. So now I'm showing there a quick recording. And then I'm going to add some images. Now what I was doing in that video, I was really recording. And then I turn off my camera. So there was a glitch. It's like I'm simulating a mistake. So it's very simple. You can stop there and you can edit the video. So you open the editing tool and you can simply remove the part that you want and publish, and it's saved. So it's extremely simple. So in the next steps, what I'm doing after that, I'm start working with 360 tours using a different software, 3D Vista, which is more complex, right? 360 virtual tours with content embedded on it. So visit, you can use this headset. This one I produced, and then you click there and you get a lecture. So what happened with that is I had the watching rates increased quite dramatically. So most of the things I produce using this cheap camera, the GoPro 360, now I'm working with a more professional camera, and the results are coming, right? The preliminary results suggests that 22% higher access to digital material and 15% higher watching time, which sounds good. So let's keep in contact. I hope you like my presentation. So my name is Fabrício Chicca. I work from Victoria University of Wellington, and my email is just there. Thank you very much for your time.